I hate to admit it, Rook, but you're right. We can't stay here. If we're not murdered in our sleep, it's only a matter of time before the dredge find their way in. There's no defending these walls. You spot Alette looking at one of the thugs. She cocks her head to the side. Dad, I think he's still alive. Ivor lifts him to his feet by his tunic. He groans from the pain. This guy again. Why did Ekil try to kill us? He's a damned lunatic! Figure that yet? Why would Frostfeller's chieftain put a madman in charge of his guards? That what he told you. He never put Ekil in charge. As soon as those gates were shut, Ekil walked into the great hall and sliced open the chieftain like a narwhal. Dude, Rude, I can only do so much with these vocal cords, alright? Anyway, not all women have high-pitched voices. Jess, Little Cup of Joe, is a fantastic example of someone with an amazing voice in a lower register. Yeah, I'm just gonna be... I'm just giving you shit, Rude. We're good. Saw it myself. Ekil wasn't a captain. Look at him. Enough of this. It's time to go. Where can we go? By now the dredge have already flooded the south, I'm sure. Wyrmtor's the only thing that makes sense across the wastes. I might know someone there who can help us. And the dredge probably won't follow us out over into the wastes. Out over into the wastes. We're starting to run into some typos. They didn't in the Great Wars. Because it's a death sentence? Food's already running low. I know where Ekil keeps his supplies. I'll tell you. If you take me with you. What's the catch? No catch. I want out of here as much as you do. Just never had anywhere to go. I'm not the only one. Get the supplies and there are plenty of fighters who are desperate to get out of here. That might solve a few problems. It's worth the risk. If nothing else, Ekil's going to feel it when his food suddenly vanishes. What's your name? Onef. Why do you... I just wanted to know whose face I'm going to break if things go wrong. Oh, Ivor. What a guy. Break his face, Ivor. Oh god, our morale is terrible. Our food is also terrible. I forgot how bad of a situation we were in. Onuf leads you to an inconspicuous building. This is them, he says to the handful of guards inside, who lower their weapons. In a concealed basement, you find an enormous store of food and sundries. Grab what you can, he mutters. Make multiple trips to take everything, take what you can, and get out. I think we can afford to fight a little bit, which I think is the trade-off if we make multiple trips, is we're going to get in trouble. So I'm going to go with that. Especially because if we can successfully get a lot of food, it'll free us up to make more risks later. Hauling the entire store of supplies out of a basement takes more time than you expected. Each moment you imagine Ekil's men rounding the corner. Yells in the distance mark that fear becoming a reality. You get the others out and emerge from the building to meet them in battle. Plus 150 supplies. That is what I'm talking about. Alright. We are injured. Let's get Onef in here, shall we? What do you do, Onef? Some relation to Ekil has seemingly driven this man away from Frostfeller, though he has never told you much about the exact reason why. What are your abilities? Run through! Ah, this guy! Selects a target and then runs through multiple tiles to reach them, causing 2 armor break damage to each character he runs through. He then stops behind his target and stabs them for normal strength damage. Oh, that's so good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do we want to buff Mogan? Yeah, we do. We have so much renown right now. Concern. Alright, strength is already maxed. Let's go with... I'm spending a lot of energy, or a lot of willpower, but I think armor is better here. Alright. Let's get to it. Oof. Alright. Well, Oddleif needs to go back here. Oh. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, let's take out this archer right at the beginning. That feels good. Get fucked. Get just absolutely toasted. Ah, turnabout is fair play, I see. Alright. Kill her in one hit. And then we can maybe get Onef up to here, or... yeah. Gets them on even footing, which is good for us. Ooh, ouchies. That hurt. Oh, did we put him at the end of the turn order? Weird. Oh, we should have gone over here, probably. Ooh, that's not great. Oh, wait. Can we boost this twice? Yeah. Goodbye. Oh, that's not good. Might be okay. Ooh, this could get bad real fast. No, we got this. We're fine. Everything's fine. Had one person go down, which is not great. Oh, Dave, don't go down. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. How we doing on willpower? Pretty good. Oh. We sort of fucked ourselves with that one. Oh well. Ah, you son of a bitch. I was hoping he'd stay in melee so I could was I gonna say? So that I could use his ally triggering attack. Mark Bray. I should have boosted that. I think we're okay. Oh yeah, we're fine. Goodbye, dude. Oof. That's unfortunate. Move here to make space for our allies. I should have boosted that. Alright. Now he's locked in. I'm going to take a free attack here on purpose, because I want Oddleaf to get the kill here. I'm just going to boost this up to 5 just so she has like a guaranteed kill. You're going to have your own booty emote soon? Congrats. That seems on brand, given our interactions in various chats. There we go. Get wrecked, buddy. Yeah, I got that promotion on Odd Life. Yes. That is the thing of which I speak. Before long, the last of the store is cleaned out. As you're turning to leave, a valuable-looking necklace with a deep green stone catches your eye, and you decide to keep it for yourself. Do I? Okay. I was compiling the email for Danny and had a moment of, would she want a reference pic for this? Nice, rude. Onuf leads you and his trusted fighters out of the city before more men show up. Bodies and dredge fill the fields in front of Frostveller. You consider the best way to leave. Excuse me. Market. Got 46 renown. Wow. +1 armor on rest. That's kind of nice. Plus, or 10% chance for 2 times strength damage. +1 drawing aggro. Attacks never deflected. That's so good. +2 armor on rest. So tell me about this game. It feels like a solo campaign of D&D. Kind of. It's Oregon Trail meets solo D&D. I think is how I would describe it. With an obvious, Norse mythology influence. I want this one, because that's too good to pass up. Kind of want this one for Ivor. Yeah, let's do it. And let's buy a buttload of supplies. Oh god, that costs so much though. We have 25 days worth. Yeah, I don't think it's worth. It's too expensive here. Heroes. Alright, who can level up? Oddleif. We need to promote you. Yes! Finally. Oh god, this is your first level up. Jesus. More of this. I think. Well, let's... yeah. And then can we give you an item? Not really. You could take this. 15% dodge strength attacks. Hopefully we can keep her out of combat a bit, so that's not a huge issue. Ivor, promote. Yep, that's expensive. Do we want more armor? I think yes. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna treat him sort of like Moger in our other party and give him the armor break. Because being able to cleave through the armor is going to set up the rest of our characters really nicely. We don't really have anyone in the party doing that right now. Okay, now we have all of these items. This requires level 5, so we can't use it. This is what we just got from the cutscene. Greenstone found mounted on the armor and helms of champions considered lucky. +2 strength resist, +2 drawing aggro. Sunstone, attacks never deflected. We want this on Oddleif ASAP. What is this right now? Jarl soon. +1 will per turn. So as soon as she levels up, we're giving her that. Does Mogan have an item? No. What's this one? +2 armor on rest. We want this to go to Ivor, I think. So let's give the Sunstone to Mogan for now. And then Ivor, you are going to get the ring, the +2 armor on rest, tortoise band. Oddleif is going to get the deflect chance, or dodge chance, for now. Alright, I feel pretty good about that. What's this question mark? Oh, that's just telling us where everything is. Okay. I don't think we can rest, which kind of sucks. I would love to rest off some of our injuries. But alas. Outside the walls, things are a mess. Dredge are everywhere. Fortunately, they're going around the hill on which Frostveller sits, heading south, and show little interest in following as you cross into the wastes. You're finally free of Frostveller, but find yourself facing new problems. You hope that whoever Ivor knows at Wyrmtoe is willing to help. I saw a little Taki icon pop up. Let's camp! Taki icon. Well, first let's rest. How many days of rest do we need for our heroes? We need 2 days. Hey, nice. Alright, people are in better spirits. We're healed up. Let's talk to the twins. Hogan! Just take it easy. I don't know what voice I did for these guys, so we'll see. Just take it easy for a while. People are noticing. Or they've noticed, have they? We're on the edge of dying daily, and you want me to take it easy? Gods, I should be plowing twice as many fields. You understand? Don't get us thrown out of this caravan, Mogan. It's not just you who suffers. Right, so you get married? Have kids? Now I'm supposed to settle down too, yeah? What happened to... The two brothers clam up as you approach. I think I understand what's, I think that may be what he's getting at, Rude. That's right. I've got a kid to take care of. Cool your head, Mogan. Hogan departs, leaving Mogan looking awkward. Rook, what brings you around? Just heard yelling, come to check out. I'm gonna go with that one. Just heard yelling, come to check it out. You come running every time you hear yelling? Must be why you look so tired. Rude? Look, it's not secret. I like women, Rook. They like me. They like the scar. You were correct, Rude. Feh. Forget it. Listen, all this death. Every night, the caravan cries itself to sleep. Pathetic. Come on, Rook. Be honest. This is good living. Half the world just tilling soil till they keel over. What kind of life is that? We are lucky. You could go your whole life with no goals, no purpose. Nothing to fight against but boredom and hunger. I'm glad for all this. I don't think I agree, but I understand why he feels that way. I get what you're saying. Look at it like this. We're fighting to the death almost every day, yeah? You can curl up in a little ball of fear. You can go hide in the woods, eating nuts and appreciating leaves or some nonsense. Or you can enjoy the struggle. Know which one I pick. Anyway, just so you know, I'd never go for a let. Promise you that. Or Oddleaf. All yours. I don't... Appreciated, Mogan. You depart, unsure whether your opinion of Mogan changed for the better or worse. I feel pretty sure about which direction my opinion went in, but that's fine. Alright, let's bounce. Oddleaf is pretty. She is. She's great. I don't remember what voice I was doing for her either. It's been like 2 weeks since I had to voice her. But we'll come up with something. The caravan consists of more clansmen than you ever expected. Accusations of stolen chickens, missing heirlooms, and concerns over daughters' virtues are the sort of things you hear relentlessly. Even fighters complain of spreading too thin to protect everyone. Oh, God. Okay, carry on and put up with it is inviting further disaster. Try to address the major issues could work. Try to keep people useful and too busy for petty squabbles. I feel like that's just going to make everyone more aggravated, right? Like, if people don't have downtime, they're just going to get aggro and stress. Split the caravan is definitely a bad idea. Form a council to handle these problems. My fear here is that this is going to be one of those, oh, this is a good idea, and then in, 2 months, when things get sticky politically with the caravan, then the council will, like, vote us out and be like, no, he is bad. I think this is the responsible thing to do if I'm not expecting the game to fuck me, which I kind of am. Yeah, 1 in 5 definitely feel like entrapment. It's a trap! I'm gonna form a council against my better judgment. You select a few older members to solve everyday issues, but infighting neuters their progress. Their members feel they could do a better job, or other members feel they could do a better job. Ultimately, while it buys some time, the council dissolves, tired of the thankless and demanding work. Great! As usual, split the party if given the opportunity. Lovejoy! That's a terrible idea. Alright, I want to look at the map and read about the wastes that we're going into here. Come on, game. There we go. Nordfelling Wastes. The Nordfelling were not always wastes. At one time, a lake sprawled for hundreds of miles until the land cracked beneath it and the water drained over generations, leaving a featureless frozen desert. Within, curious explorers found the remains of the godstone Radormir and wondered how it got there. Interesting. Wormtoe. In the foothills of the Wormscale Mountains, the Varl created a small town beneath tall pines, overlooking the Nordfelling wastes. Few come here, aside from those looking for seclusion. Perfect. Let's keep on keeping on. I see birds circling, that's a bad sign. The caravan is buzzing with worry. In the distance, someone has spotted a large number of dark figures following you. "The dredge!" cries one woman, but something about it tells you they don't quite look like the dredge. "Gods be damned," chokes Onef, standing on one of the carts to get a better view. "Worse than dredge, that's Ekil." The news spreads through the clansmen like wildfire. "Ekil? Why would he..." starts Oddleif. "Unless he's after you, Onef." "He's insane," interjects Onef, "and unpredictable. It's a good number of fighters with him." Your mind races considering what to do. That's not gonna happen. He's cray-cray. Dig in for a fight, maybe? Lead a charge keeping him away from the caravan. That seems... So leading a charge could be good, except that it might leave the caravan undefended. Let's do it. You gather Onef, your allies and fighters, and head out into the wastes, weapons drawn, where the caravan won't be involved. "Rook, my good friend," he says as you approach, throwing his axe on the ground. "We come to parley, not fight." Do you now? "Why would I believe a word you say?" "Rook, we were good friends. What happened?" "You tried to kill us. Just go back to Frostveller and leave us alone." "Ah, Rook, it's your pretty girl. I'm glad nothing happened to her. With the dredge, I mean. My friends, how could I forget everything you've done for me? Broke into my city, took my warriors, took my food, and then killed some people so you could take more food. That was a nice touch. Took one of my best men. How are you, Onif? Do they treat you well?" "Shove it up your ass, Ekil. If you came out here to kill me, let's get it over with." "Nothing like that. You must think you know me, or people like me. What did Onif tell you? I'm crazy? I haven't survived because I'm crazy. I did what had to be done to make it in Frostveller. The only mistake I made was you. What kind of man are you, Rook? You look like an average man to me. A man worried about his daughter, maybe. Just making his way. But then look behind you. How many people is that? They follow you, fight for you. Why? What kind of man are you?" "The kind who does what needs to be done. And we have something in common, but unlike me, they gladly follow you. Who these people think you are. You saved them. You're a hero. The kind who doesn't like you. Yeah, Lynn, that's about how I feel about it. Maybe that's more important than who you really are. What's your point, Ekil? I'm your prisoner, Rook. Bind my hands. Frostveller is done. I can't survive there thanks to you, my good friends. You may not have cut my throat, but you sentenced us to death. I don't believe that's who you are. Is this some kind of apology? You can't trust me. I know that. Take me and my men as prisoners if that's what it takes. Echo looks down at the ground, and the words come slowly to him. I'm not above begging. Woo! Oof! I'm not gonna kill him on the spot. That's not an option. I don't like playing those kinds of characters, and I don't want that to be who Rook is. Taking them as prisoners seems risky, right? Because that means we need to devote people to guarding them. That's fewer soldiers that we could have on the battlefield if we get into a tussle. Abandoning them in the waste seems kind of awful. Like, I mean, they have a better chance of fending for themselves than if I were to kill them, right? Like, if I just kill them, there's no chance. They're dead. If I let them go separately, they could maybe eke something out. Yeah, I agree, Torfi and Lovejoy. I'm gonna ask Onef's opinion. I don't know that I necessarily trust Onef, but having another viewpoint won't hurt. I'd be a hypocrite if I told you to leave them. I don't know, Rook. You don't know me. How could you trust my word any more than his? I'm behind whatever decision you make. That's not helpful. They could ambush you later. That's true. God, these are 3 bad choices. I don't trust him to join me. I really don't. Strict terms or otherwise, he already tried to stab us in the back. And I can't have him in our caravan doing stuff. Useless joke. Or jerk. Onef, that is. Yeah. Third seems least likely to end in slaughter later. Does it? I'm worried if we let them join, then Ekil is going to, like... Well, I mean, how likely is it that Ekil can, like, drum up support from the caravan? I guess more likely would be if we let Ekil and his men join, then they could steal some of our supplies and run off with them. And that would be bad. I mean, he doesn't have a trustworthy face. Look at this guy. Look at him. Bad, but it won't end in slaughter. I mean, unless he kills a bunch of our people on his way out after stealing our stuff. Like, I feel like the least likely to end in slaughter would be the first one, taking them as prisoners. you don't want to kill him, prisoner is the best. You can keep an eye on him, keep your friends close and enemies closer and all that. They even got the eye twitch? Yeah, no, he's got that thing going on. Here, I'm completely split on this one. I'm gonna ask you, chat. Type 1, 2, or 3 for these options, and I'll go with whatever the majority decides. Have some agency. We got a 3, we got a 1. Got another 3. I vote you give me that drink. Alright, Rude, here, have a Coke. Just conk. Did it work? Refreshing. Alright, looks like 3. 3 only because more fodder for the dredge. Fucking cold, Torfy. Jesus. Alright, let Ikil join you on strict terms. We need fighters. You fight the dredge just like the rest of us. You fight for everyone now, not just yourselves. And if you even look the wrong way at a single man, woman, or child in this caravan, there will be no hesitation about killing you on the spot. You do us greater honor than I had hoped, Rook. These people are right to follow you. The strict terms is that his team gets to be the vanguard in every attack. Yikes. You'll have no trouble from us. I may be reckless, but I pay my debts. That sounds like a threat. The caravan eyes them suspiciously, but they try to fit in, following your orders. You expect to hear complaints about this. Things are definitely becoming complicated. That's accurate. Excuse me. Morale declined. Yay, again. Alright, how far along the road are we? Can we afford to take some rest days? We're about 3 days out from Frostveller. We're about halfway there. Yeah, we can afford to rest a couple days. We're going to do that. I want to improve morale. I'm going to rest one more day. There we go. Nice. Everyone's happy. See how many fighters we got, though? Like 47. Yeah, that's pretty significant. Oh, 45. Gotcha. Hey! We made it to the Godstone. You find a surprising number of people camped out at the Godstone. They've been here quite a while, ever since the sun stopped. Apparently they think Radormir, the sun god, has come back, and they're worshipping him despite the bleak environment. They welcome the caravan, mingling and swapping stories with the others while you rest. They have almost nothing of value to trade, but their leader approaches and offers to let you join in their tribute. I'm gonna ask what the tribute involves. Gulen Fury, one says, showing you a golden liquid in a silver bowl. He places some on his chest, which almost sounds like it's sizzling, and explains through clenched teeth it's a gift from the sun god. An oil that burns like the sun and lets them see things clearly. Ooh! I'd like to see the side-scrolling party screen done up for Ryutama. Ooh, yeah! That would be really nice. Lovejoy. I wonder... You could do that pretty easily in Roll20. Rude. This isn't the Hunger Games. Yeah, you could do that in Roll20. If you set up the if you set up like character tokens of your party that are, you know, obviously side on, you would just have to paint in like Photoshop or something one long version of, like, say the locations you're going through in the scenario, and then set that on the map layer. And when you would advance to another event in the scenario, you would shift that layer or that image over to the side. Yeah, that could work. That'd be cool. Alternately, you could do one long page, because I don't remember if Roll20 lets you put something half off of the page. You could have one long page and then use, like, the Fog of War tool to reveal things. That'd be cool. Decline and inspect the Godstone before moving on. Nobody can really agree on what Radurmir looked like, as fond as he was of his own isolation. He never directly contacted humanity. Most think he was a serpent that lived in the sun, and it's not uncommon to hear speak of seeing the tail of a great creature slipping through the thin clouds on a sunny day. Radurmir was always one of the lucky gods, the kind who people thanked for good weather, healthy livestock, and a good harvest. Despite all that, the biggest mystery has always been how his godstone came to be found at the bottom of a dried-out lake. After some rest, you continue on. The sun god worshippers are keen to stay, so you pack your things and return to the road. I'm not looking forward to the caravan being under these birds. Morale declined. What a shock. Several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan. Taking advantage of the light snowfall, they pose no threat. Taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood of your clansmen. Watch out, they're gonna dive bomb you. Totally. The next time you look back, Oddleaf is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tag the birds once or twice. Get lost! No dead down here, she shouts to nobody in particular. I will join her in shooting at the vultures. I think this is a good bonding experience. And will show to our caravan that I have a vested interest in their mood. First person to knock one out of the sky gets their wish granted, you announced. Several of the caravan give it a try, including Alette, enjoying the sport and turning around morale. It's no big surprise when one of Oddleif's blue-feathered arrows brings down a bird. You know, says Oddleif, scanning the caravan. A lot of these women, they could do this. You can tell from the look in her eyes she's excited about the idea. I think I'm going to start training them how to fight. Absolutely. Encourage Oddleif to train the women. We can always use more fighters, you tell Odaif. Typos. If Alette is any proof, you know how to train someone with a bow. Oddleif gives you a smile. She heads off to some of the women in the caravan, showing them the vulture she shot down. Hell yeah. I'm sure that'll pay off in the future. Invest in education. The sounds of a skirmish alert you to a Varl surrounded by a half-dozen armed fighters. One man spots you and shouts, "Leave us to your business! This Varl killed my father without reason!" The Varl is about to respond when a man attacks. The giant swats the blade aside and silently watches for the next assault. Let us hear what the Varl has to say. The Varl shrugs as if unconcerned, saying, This one's father and I had a business deal. He lied. Now he's dead. Lies! Shouted the man. You murdered him over a lie, you coward! The men wildly attack. The Varl, who deflects them well enough, or attack the Varl, who deflects them well enough, but you're uncertain of how long he can keep it up. Oof. Oof. I kind of feel like we need to defend the Varl. Because, like, yeah, you shouldn't kill someone for lying. But at the same time, I think there's this very Viking philosophy that those sorts of actions have consequences. And we're out here in the middle of, bumfuck nowhere with nothing to keep us together. Yeah, and if I don't step in, what the hell kind of leader am I? Defend the Varl. Ivor, you say. We could use any Varl with a good sword arm, couldn't we? He nods, readying his weapon. The men immediately back off, the prospect of fighting your entire army suddenly unappealing. They watch from a distance, shouting obscenities and something about injustice. The Varl turns toward you. Didn't need help, but if I'm going to travel, it may as well be in the company of other Varl. He falls in line with the others, and you return to travel. Let them settle. Hey there. How's it going? That's David, right? I know you're not on your other account, but that is who you are, right? I'm not conflating people. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Yes, got it right. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear without a word. Two options. I guess 3 options. We're not going to intimidate the farmer. Change your name so it was in line with everything else I do. Makes sense. Congrats on the name change. We can offer some kind of trade for the livestock. We could use more supplies. Like, we don't need them. We are at 12 days and we're almost to Wormtoe. But having a bit more of a margin here would be nice. Come with us. It's not safe here. Seems kind of good. We don't know how long it'll be before the dredge show up. We'll leave the farmers and their animals alone. One, you think offer them some kind of trade for the livestock, Torfy? David says, come with us, it's not safe here. I'm kind of leaning... You've got a lot of clansmen versus fighters. That's a really good point, Lynn. We have a huge clan and not a huge fighting force. I think you guys are right. I think 1 is the option, is the choice here. Wow. No big surprise you'd be more interested in the animals than me and mine, he says and spits. The answer's no, and I'll have these men watching you so none of my livestock just happen to follow you away. Jesus, dude! I mean, if you wanted to come with, I would have just said yes. If you were like, nope, not interested in trading, but if you're willing to keep me from being dead, I'm happy to bring my livestock with. Let's have a party. I would have been like, fuck yeah, dude. I didn't just want to assume that you wanted to leave your home. Okay, bye, asshole. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around to the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. Morale declined because, God, my clansmen are awful. Just, seriously. You didn't let me kill this guy. I'm angry about it. We didn't kill this guy and steal his food. I'm angry about it. I'm feeling less inclined to defend my clan here. I'm like, look, if I don't know your name, if you don't show up on this menu here, I don't give a fuck. Oh hey, Eccles on our party. Run-ins with this lunatic have made you hesitate to let him fight by your side, but his strength and skill almost makes it worth the risk. What does he do? Guts. Knocks back all units, huh? Interesting. Their Norseman rating was on. Yeah, well, but my clan aren't raiders. Like, the people that we started with were farmers and hunters that we saved when the dredge overtook our town. But they've just turned into this, like, insular, bitter band.
Wormtow was never the kind of place someone would build a town. Fittingly, the Varl living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
Great. Love it. Wormtow. The Varl find you before you see them. Not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Ivar tells them he's come to see someone named Krumer. Great. Well, I'll be damned. Krumer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings Ingvar to Wormtow, this very own village of humans? Ingvar? Bad news. Dredge are coming from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in my meat house. Or the meat house. As you follow the old Varl into their meager town, you catch him quietly saying, "If it were anyone else." I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you, half want to go north and find out what happened at Blutsbalker. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happier here. What do you think? If I had it my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this problem, didn't you? We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. We've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. It's Krumer's call. It won't be long before Dredge are here too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Yorander what's going on. Who's Yorander? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Ingvar, where do you find these people? Stay here and rest, but once yours are ready to go, we do. We're going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grofheim. More travel? No. We've already come so far. Stop the pouting, girlie. Even if Yorander won't listen to a tired old Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Ingvar here. They'll listen to Ivor? He hasn't told you? Of course he hasn't. Do what you need to, but don't be long. Ivor was obviously a war hero. Let's see, you've been gone for an hour? Fuck it. Let's keep going. I have water. Grimmer, can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try. Never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done, then. So, who is Ingvar? I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he can stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean the dredge-bashing type. He was called Ingvar then. And if you want to know why he changed his name, best ask him yourself. I'm too old to peddle and gossip. How did you get all these Varl to follow you? Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much for me left to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtoe. They still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing though, don't it? Any wisdom on fighting dredge? Depends on how much you know. They're all armor. Tap 'em hard enough though, and it'll shatter. Line up a whole row of slag and they'll explode on each other all the way down. Get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. If you see one, bang his axe like a tuning fork. Try to kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up. Do we ask him about his stories, or do we leave him to his business? Leave him? Leave him be. Yeah, I think we've gotten enough out of him. He's been pretty helpful. Best leave you to your business. I suppose you should. Take care, friend of Ingvar. His voice is kind of shifting all over the place, but I'm getting it to a point that I like. It's a work in progress. Market! Yeah, this is a better exchange rate for food. Oh god, that's expensive. Alright, we got World Hook. An enormous fishing hook, thought to be from the legend in which the Varl King Skjormir pulled a whale from the Silverstone. +2 break. Hot damn. I'm surprised I didn't just cut off conversation at a certain point with him. Yeah. Svalin dust. Powder crushed from unusual rocks of the Nordfelling wastes are often used to paint shields, adding to their strength. +2 armor. And then the whalebone needle. +2 break is real nice. Oh god, we have no renown left. Alright, let's do it. Ugh, that was hard. Alright, we're gonna give that +2 break to Oddleif, because she benefits a lot from break. Although, Ivor, what do we have? +2 armor on rest? We're building him as an armor breaker, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. So since he's already going to be making the break attack a lot, I think it makes more sense to give this to him. Because he's more likely to get a lot of use out of it. Whereas I want her dealing damage, if possible. Alright, and I kind of want to get Alette back into the party at some point. Once we're fighting Dredge. Maybe pull Onef out. Possibly Hogan. So we haven't gotten him to level up yet. Oh, Jesus, Krumer. You have another person. There are not many Varl older than Krumer. Not many who have had as much experience fighting the Dredge. In Wormtoe, eager fighters would regularly come to him to learn his secrets. What do? Forge ahead. Uses experience in battle to issue commands to allies, moving them next in line in initiative. By repositioning his allies' turn order, the war leader can create new strategies, such as giving archers guerrilla tactics, triggering abilities earlier than usual, or slingshotting a powerful enemy to the back lines. Holy crap. That is so useful. That is so good. I'm immediately pulling Hogan out for that. That is wild. Whoops. There we go.